keeping everybody that had a long day, very long day, awake and still interested in our topic of today, in the real thing about leadership. Remember, that's where we started from. It's understanding leadership. Every single one of us having them something to lead with. So you show leadership in terms of crafting ideas, so new ideas. You show leadership in terms of working with real problems. So you break down the problems. Because if you don't understand the problems, you can't even come up with the ideas that will solve the problem. So my task here is to make sure I share this story on Instagram. Those of you that follow me on Instagram will have seen this story. Those of you that follow me on Facebook will also see this story. It captures the essence of what it takes to lead. If you want to be led, it means you will always follow people. If you follow people, it means you will copy what they did. If you copy what they did, it means you're no longer authentic. There's nothing that brings the you out. Now, every single one of us here in this room have DNA, genetic makeup, that is radically different from the person sitting next to you, even if you were born of the same parents at the same time. Yes, you heard that, you heard me right. Identical twin. Because what breaks the barrier between you as an individual and collectively as a group is that instinct for you to lead. It's like playing any sport. You have a team. Each team has its own specialized area. It's like the cells that we're born with. Each cell that was born, which is some people call stem cell, the cell was created without any function and without any form. But it started to differentiate, and when its cell differentiated, it became neurons, stay in the brain. Epithelial cells stay on the skin. Same thing happens. You as a human being, you differentiate throughout life. That means you find your passion, and that's why the first word the first letter of leadership is L for love. I mean, you gotta love what you want to lead in. You gotta be passionate about what you want to lead in. So, and so they say, oh, I don't know what to do. Oh, I know what you need to do. It takes me 3 questions to work out what you need to do in life. So if you're confused about your calling, call me. I'll tell you your calling. It's a very simple experiment. I do that all the time. I know the best subject that you're going to talk all the time because I ask you 3 questions. Your response to those 3 questions will determine my follow-up questions or just arrive at what you're passionate about. Once we know what you're passionate about, you pursue it without asking for remuneration. You pursue it suspending time. Whatever you spend most of your time with is something that you have a passion for. Whatever you keep looking at time, I think it's time, I think it's time, I think it's time, you go, no, that's not your passion. Your passion is something you do because you love to do it, and you love to do it, and you love to see people that do it. Listen to this. You will spend your last dollar going to watch people do it. And that's your passion. And that can easily be developed. I was going to show, I was going to quote from one of my students this year that has made the headlines. If you listen to the national news, I think the clip on BBC is coming up soon. I think it's on YouTube now. You will see that because he is an epitome of what leadership is. And guess what? He's only 9 years old, just on 9. And the quote he got, because they were asking him about how he became, he's one of my mentees, the youngest person this year to clean up the high school exam. He cleaned it up. He's still in grade school, by the way. He's in elementary school. He cleaned it up. It was a joke. He made it look like a joke. So the media were asking him to interview him and wanted to know How is it that you that is so young, you are able to clean this things up and make it look so uh, easy? Is not even the word. It's like a joke. It makes it look so much like a joke. And he said what Stephen Hawking always said about looking up and focusing on that you can do, focusing on what you love to do. So it's not a test of ability, like some people always think. No, it's not a test of ability. It's never been a test of ability. It's a test of passion. Because once you have passion, you have ability. That's one thing. Once you have passion, it will more than compensate for your ability. So if you're worried about your achievement, it's because you've not demonstrated some degree of passion, or you've not shown that you really, really have passion. Because if you have passion, all the questions you're asking now would not arise at all. And then you just hook up yourself with the mentor. Let me quote for you what Francis Carrion said. Can you please write this down? This is the surname, and you can put this on Google, by the way. The reason I'm making such a big deal out of this is Carian. Carrion. Just Google it. Type Carrion and then probably type my name on Google, on Google.com, and you will see this quote because he gave it, and I'm so pleased. And remember, what is special about him is in elementary school. So at a very young age, he already understands this basic, very basic fact that most people don't know in life and they struggle with. So I'm confident that he's going to lead his generation because he already has this basic fact applied for him. He was quoting my friend, those of you that know that we spent some time in March in Cambridge and Gumby Keys at the funeral of late Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking was a very, 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 very determined scientist, and much more than that, more than being a scientist. He was somebody that was inspirational. He was not just a scientist, he was not just a lecturer, he was, I know it was all of that. He was not just an extraordinary human being, but he demonstrated that the word impossible only exists on the pages of the dictionary. The word, the word impossible, it only exists it doesn't exist in his mind. So let me quote for you what Francis Carrion said, and you can use Google, and I'll tell you one or two things about Google later, right, before we finish today. Carrion said he was so excited about his result because he's leading his generation. At the age of 9, he's reading exams, and it's set for people that people 18 are struggling with. He said, this is what he quote. He said, both myself, my humble self, and Professor Stephen Hawking inspired him by asking him if he attempts anything the first time, it doesn't mean anything at all. He can try again. He said, just look up. Remember to look up at the stars and not down at your feet. Trying to make sense of what you see and wonder about what makes the universe exist. It doesn't matter that you don't, but provided you don't give up. That's what matters. Can you hear that? This is quote now, it's already on the internet. That's what I'm looking. You love what you're doing so well that giving up is out of your dictionary. The idea that you're going to abandon a journey you've already started is not it. You know why? Because if you give up, you may just be at the point of breakthrough. So if you give up on any idea as a leader, you might just have sabotaged a whole generation's progress. Because how come you are the person that has that unique idea? And because you have that unique idea, you must develop it. If you develop it, it solves another person's problem. So you're solving a whole generational problem. So it's not just your problem. So that's the reason if you excel in leadership, you're not excelling for yourself, you're excelling for 1, 2, 3, or probably 4 generations back. And I said, I mentioned in Google that you should call my attention to it. This is what I wanted to tell you about. There's an alternative search engine that I use. And for doing my research, because as a leader, you must know what's happening in the area of the chosen disciplinary interest. You must know. And the biggest tool today for knowing. In my grandfather's days, you knew the librarian. You went to the librarian, you went to the desk and said, "Librarian, sir, librarian man, where can I get this information?" And the librarian told you, "Oh, go to floor that, go to," and you will find the books there, or you find literature there, or magazines there, or find publication there. That's fine. In our generation, you do not now rely on the librarian to tell you where the information is. There is an algorithm, a mathematical computation that locates where the information required is stored. That algorithm is dressed up and called a search engine. So if you wanted to find out everything I have said, for instance, about leadership, or everything I have said about success, you type success and you type my name into the search box, and then you hit search. You can use Bing, you can use Google, you can use. But the one I want you to take note of tonight is a new search engine. It is not popular. That means everybody, if you walk down the street and ask 10 people, only one person, if you're lucky, will be able to say, is DUCK, then GO. It is docgo.com. The difference between this search engine and Google is that this has a different algorithm, a different formula, a different way of picking up the information you require. And you can get that information in images, you can get it in videos, and you can get it in words. And when you have finished searching for that keyword or researching that topic, it doesn't take your footprint and store it like Google does. Those of you that have received mails through Google Mail will notice this already. That if you do a search on Google, if you come back again, it gives you the output of the search you had before, because it stores it. And if you have mail, you'll see when you're reading your mail, it gives you links to it. But this does not do that at all. So this is the reason why I'm saying every single person that wants to be in leadership must also be knowledgeable. So not just passionate, you must also be knowledgeable about it. That means your information, your education is not ending. Let me go back to what we said about leadership earlier on. Yes, the L in education, the L in leadership really stands for your passion, your love for the subject area or domain specific area. The E says education is unending. The E is educating yourself. You keep refining and refreshing. You cannot use the education of last year and think you're going to be able to move it. Use the same tool for this year. Sorry. The tools you used for last year is now what? Not just still. It's not as sharp as before. A young man said, "Oh, sir, an old retired farmer. Said, sir, I have some challenges with my farming." So what is it? So I'm preparing my farm so that I can plant some seeds. And I say, "Yeah, that's right." He said, "I took this great implement. I worked for 5 hours. I was able to clear this portion of land. The next day I came back with the same instrument. I worked for 5 hours and I only did 80% of the piece of land. So maybe I was tired. The next day I worked for 6 hours now. Guess what? I did only 70% of what I did the first day." The old retired farmer was saying, "Okay, And I said, I was me. I did exactly the way I did it and used exactly the same instrument. And the third day, I put in even more hours and I got less. So have you checked the instrument you're using? Have you checked the tool you're using? And that's what I want to say about leadership. There's always advancement in the tools you use. That's why you have to keep your education going. So if you want to really lead, you cannot just say you love it, you're educated about it. There are advancing tools. You have to use a different tool and you use it all the time. If you use the same old tool without sharpening it, you'll start getting reduced results. You will now begin to lose your advantage or leadership position. And D, as a leader, you must learn to delegate. You can't do everything yourself. You delegate because you have created other leaders. You have appointed other people that can do the same thing that you have done. Listen to this. You have to give birth to another leader within you. You have in your team, you have to bring another person that will do if you were not there. If you haven't been able to replicate yourself, you haven't been successful. Success without succession is failure. As a Peter, if you are successful and you don't have a succession plan, there's somebody that will stand in while you're not there, you are not a leader. You just have followers. Because a leader produces leaders. So that's why the D in leadership is delegation. You've got to be able to delegate your role and your responsibility and make sure that nothing really, thank you very much, and make sure that nothing changes. So what we need to do is lead this, because we are going to draw off here and we're going to continue at the next session tomorrow. And every one of you must outline for me the 7 things you learned today. Seven cardinal things you learned today. So know what the leadership, because these last 2 letters of the alphabet, of 2 letters that make up leader, we'll have to digest that tomorrow. You have to recap on everything you picked up today. We're going to carry out activities. This is not a plenary session. This is a practical session where everyone participates and does things so that you can make mistakes here. We will observe it and then correct it so that you go back again and observe, repeat, and correct until you are trained. That's what is training, is not teaching. Teaching, they tell you things, you write it down, and you remember. Training is that you are told things, you write it down, you do it. You do it. I mean, someone was quoting that the things you hear, right? You make it plain, you write it down. That's fine. That's okay. The other said, no. You will hearken to hear diligently so that you observe to do all that is written. Did you hear that? Because that's one level. One level is that you hear, and that's fine. It's a nice thing. It's great. You're a great speaker. I give a rousing speech, and give a standing ovation. That's not for leaders. Leaders don't just give a standing ovation. They take note of the standing, of what made them stand for that ovation. They implement. They observe to do all that is written. Then they can have what everyone assumes as prosperity. That's when they can have the physical manifestation of what it does have. That's the difference between training and teaching. Training reforms character, changes behavior, and you advance forward. Teaching, you hear things that are very good, and you hear things that are very lovely, and you hear things that are wonderful, and you say, oh, he's a wonderful speaker. No. This is much more than speaking. This is no gimmicks. Nobody's having any gimmicks here. You are going to do things differently. That's why you signed up for a practical leadership course. You lead others. You don't finish here and still be led. You create a niche that nobody can beat you in. You reflect that niche by working on it. When you work on that niche, everyone that sees you understands immediately that, oh, we never knew. We never knew. Why? Because you are working on an issue that is of great importance to a lot of people, and you want to make impact now. You're not making impact tomorrow. You're not hoping to make impact in the future. You're making impact now. And when you're making impact now, you will change lives. Because the more lives you change, the better it is for your group, and the more successful you're going to be at every time. So leadership has a lot to do with doing, commitment. Leadership has a lot to do with impacting. Leadership has to do with what you love doing, what you love doing, what you love educating yourself about, what you love using advanced skills in and advanced tools, and then what you love about delegating. If you are afraid to transfer your skills, your knowledge, your competence, your ability to any other person, you are not even qualified to spell the word L in leadership. You can't even write the word L down. When you have deposited every skill you have, every knowledge you have in another person that is not biologically linked to you for the sole purpose of carrying forward the battle. Because you are going to run the race once, and then you will hand that baton over to somebody. So it's better you start preparing right now. When you prepare right now, then you know what to do. Because I would like to take I like to take some practical, not theoretical, practical, real life problems you have had in leading your group, in leading your team, in supporting your entire department. Because leadership can also be organic. That means you may not be employed right now in a leadership position, but you have leadership skills. I'll point out to you an example, a real life example of what happened. I was privileged to be supporting the largest chain of healthcare group in the whole of Europe. The largest chain, so company quoted in the stock. I won't mention the name. If I mention them, you immediately know the group I'm talking about. And there was a local problem. There was a local problem, and there was a real hoo-ha about what's happening. And the manager wanted to show that his manager called a meeting. I was discussing, and it was a receptionist. I repeat the word, the person occupying the position of a receptionist. I'm the frontline staff. I said, oh, I think we can do it this way. If we do it this way, it might be helpful. But the manager at this time had already phoned the head office to say, we're having this local difficulty. And they said, okay, we're going to bring that crack team down to come and help troubleshoot and come up with brainstorm and come up with how we're going to fix it. And they booked the appointment. And the appointment was 2 weeks, took 2 weeks to have the appointment. But the receptionist has already come out with an innovative, what I will call innovative, which is out of the box, because the receptionist does not have the wherewithal of the skills, the ability of portraying it. I'm trying to say that leadership is not positional. This receptionist idea was therefore implemented over, remember, a 10-day period. And then when the crack team came from the head office, thinking, and they came with their charts and everything, so okay, yeah, we understand. Oh, we've already solved the problem. How did you solve the problem? This person, who is the receptionist, said this and said that and said that, and we implemented it and it solved our problem. They now took that receptionist straight to be a training manager to head office. Listen to this. So if you have leadership skill, don't allow your current position that you are occupying in your organization stop you from being leadership, from thinking leadership or expressing your leadership skill. You know why? Because you don't have to have the word manager in your title, senior manager in your title. No. You can be a receptionist and solve a big problem in the company. And so, I got a long story. The receptionist was promoted to be a training manager. And after 6 weeks, the receptionist now became literally a manager because the training did not make that receptionist a manager. The training exposed the hidden talent, hidden leadership talent of that receptionist. And that's what I want you to walk away with. So don't think that because you don't occupy a leadership position currently in your organization, you will not think leadership. You will not think problem solving. You will not think resolving existing conflicts. Because that's what the R is there for, right? But I don't want to go into tomorrow's discussions today. But I want you to understand that is your personal thinking and personal philosophy that makes you a leader is not your current position or elevation. Because your ability to solve a problem will eventually expose you to situations that will demonstrate to everybody that yes, if you like, if you're watching, just type yes. You can type yes there. So if you're watching, I want you to type yes. If you have ever been able to solve a problem that is higher than your grade, you know, people are working in different organizations. They have different levels, and you are expected to carry out your role. These are your roles. These are your responsibilities. Can you type in there if you, at any particular point in your life, you were able to do the work of people higher than you? You were able to carry out the role. You were able to deputize at short notice or sometimes no notice. I want you to type yes if you're on this call. If you're hooked up with on social media, for those of you on social media, I want you to type yes if you have ever accepted the role that is higher than you and you functioned in it and you expressed, you did your work so well that they thank you for it. And all of you here, the questionnaires we have in front of you, it's now time for you to fill it and make it very obvious. You need to make it very obvious. If you don't make it obvious, we will not be able to see it. I want to type, write to me question here. If you have ever taken a role on that was not part of your original routine job, not part of your responsibility, just type yes. Just type yes. I want you to type yes because I'm not just provoking interactivity. I want to show to you that you're a leader. Because when I started originally, you thought I was flattering you. When I said you are a leader, when I said everyone has leadership skills, and I was talking about the one-on-one leadership, it means that you don't have to have all what everybody has told you, or believe half of what anybody has told you about your leadership skills. You have more leadership skills than anybody will ever express to you. If because you have more leadership than, thank you for those of you that are online, I can see what most of you have typed in here. So because you are a leader, you have to go for a training to refine your leadership. Because don't tell me you're a musician and you don't practice. If you're a pianist and you don't practice, do you know what happens to Mozart? If you practice, you become better. Do you know what happens to great athletes? If they practice, they're better. Nobody is born with any so-called endowed natural gift of effortless genius. No, that's an imagination, great fiction. The real truth is that once you have been born with this raw material called leadership, this leadership can either be expressed when you're given the tools and when you're given the opportunities, or this leadership allowed to be suppressed by certain things that you have never ever taken cognizance of. And that number one thing is interacting with other leaders, training with other leaders, and working with other leaders. If you're able to do that, then you find out, oh yeah, I never knew about it. Okay, I'm just going to ask you another question. Those of you who type yes, thank you for typing yes. Have you ever noticed in your son or your daughter or your niece or your nephew strange abilities? When I say strange abilities, maybe you were expecting them to be here in doing one thing, Because of their age, they should do this. Because of their age, they should do this. And they surprised you by doing something almost at the level of adults. If you've ever done that, again, I want you to write that down. And then at the next question, those of you just turn over the sheets and see what's happening. And those of you online, right there, they say, yes, age does not matter. And that's one. The first thing you wrote was just yes. The second one I want you to write is yes, age does not matter. So you see a 7-year-old, you see a 4-year-old, you see a 9-year-old responsibly discharging the role of an 18-year-old, or responding to a question that you thought was meant for an 18-year-old, and doing it as if they're 18-year-olds, and see the 18-year-old unable to do what a 7-year-old, 6-year-old can do. Now, that's what I want you to say. Yes, age does not matter if you've had that experience before. I want to see how many of you online having sharing that, because I just want to acknowledge the presence of those of you that have logged in online, while focusing on the people that are here physically and noting the real issue that we're working on. So I want every one of you to please also note that down, because if you can note that down, then you know that age has nothing with leadership. Gender has nothing to do with leadership. What part of the brain you use, whether you are left-brained or right-brained, has nothing to do with leadership. Every single one of you have a potential for leadership deposited in you. But until you expose yourself to leadership training, you will never know that you have this thing and it was stored there. And shame on all of us if your leadership skill just came and you lived and it was undetected, and it now comes as, oh, I wish I knew there were opportunities in the past, and then you now do, oh, leadership audit skills. Oh, I knew I could do that. I knew I could do that. No, that's why this series is quite useful. That every single one, no matter what you're doing, no matter where you are, you're able to work on and deliver on your God-given potential. Because the potential is there. You just need to work on the potential, and if you work on the potential, so I don't want to again drag on to tomorrow onto tomorrow's work. I want every one of you to write this down. We're going to tell you what the letters you need to write next to this letter. When you say love or you're passionate about something, education, pursuing education, using advanced tools and able to delegate. So we'll come to a more session of personal interaction now, and we'll make sure that we'll get all of you that were unable to